Boom, all right. Kenman here. Today we have another fun knife unboxing. What did I find? This is from a company that I actually have one other knife from, but I've seen some cool stuff. Figured I'd try another one. Here we are. Let's get right into it. Bag on the floor. SRM. Stay ready for more knives and tools. There's some socials since 1998. SRM, soak in the whole box here. There's the model number. Excellent stuff. Do you have an SRM knife? Which one do you have? Which one should I look at next? Maybe you will look at these first and then you can let me know after the fact. Right? Let's look at this knife, Kenman. Open the dang thing. All right. Boom, boom, box on the floor. We have a nice little smaller travel pouch. Twist it up there. Let's get this thing out and check it out. It seems smaller than I imagined, which is fine and often normal. Mini bag on the floor. Ooh, sealed up. And another mini bag to the floor. Here it is. Cool. Okay. Interesting finish on there. This is the SRM folding knife. It has a model number. I'll look on the box again. They don't have names. They only have numbers. So this is the 105M-GK. So gray on the handle. They have a black one and an orange one. So that G stands for that. So let's kind of check this out. We'll just call it the 105M-GK. All right. Here it is. Okay, so flipper tab only. Interesting flipper tab as well. Thin, light knife. This feels good in the hand. This is a cheaper knife that if it's a good enough quality, I could say this could be something like a nice beater that someone could have, keep in their pocket, easy to use. Got a big belly on it there. Very thin and slicey though. Okay, well, I don't know how slicey it is, but it feels, I like it. Okay, so the SRM 105M-GK. We have a 14C28N blade steel right there. G10 on the handle. Very thin, so it has the lock bar in there. Other than that, no liner on the show side. Got a nice little gold accent pivot. Can't tell if that's a captive pivot or not. Doesn't mean it isn't, but can't quite tell. Both sides are the same. One screw here for the body, larger screw as well. And then it looks like, are those? I can't tell. So this is an 8. That's an 8. Magnet getting me. And then, no, those are 6s. So the pocket clip screws are T6s. It looked almost like they were 8s for a second. No love for the left. You can't swap that clip to the other side. I am surprised at how thin this is. It'll be fun to weigh this. It is light. So one thing I'm not a huge fan of is the flipper tabs only. You can barely even see that flipper tab on there. I feel like they could easily have put a thumb stud on there or a little flicking hole fuller, something like that. No real access to it. But all you have is this tiny little nub that kind of barely sticks out there. And that is the rear flipper. It works really good too. Let's check the detent. Nice little strong pull in at the end. Let's see if I can try to fail this. It's a small flipper tab. So basically when you get a hold of it, it's got enough pressure behind it. That detent on there is solid. That is good. I like this type of lock as well, where it's like, ooh, excuse me. I can't breathe. The the liner is basically inset and kind of hidden, and the only thing you see is the little lock area. Looks like there's just a couple little teeth on there. Makes it a little bit better on that access. Plus it's kind of opened up on this side, so it's fairly easy. Not super drop shutty, but it does drop down. It's good action. This is a budget knife. It's all a $30, $35. 14C28N on there. That's not bad. I'm pretty excited to try this thing out. I like the kind of forward angle the blade has. Plus it has this little ramped up section with the jimps on it. Feels really nice. And then if you look at it, it's just the blade is naturally kind of pushed forward, putting a lot of work to that belly. It has a big belly on there, and man, that edge kind of has a mirrory finish to it. Look at that. Very thin too. Okay. I just keep wanting to flip it or something like that. That would be the main downfall on that. Some people like just a simple flipper tab only. I own several of them, so it's not like I won't buy one. I bought this one, right? So, SRM, stay ready for more. Labeled on the blade right there. Got the model number and then 14C underneath that, and then another little serial number right there. Not really necessary. Branding doesn't stick out too much though. I don't mind that. It doesn't really distract at all. Would be nice to be able to swap that clip to the other side, but that kind of makes it more of a good secondary carry for me. How many knives do you usually carry? I'm at usually 2 or 3 right now. But as a lefty, I'll have a good knife that I like in my main, and then this could make a real good secondary carry. So having it on the right side, I don't really mind that as much either. Okay, so jimps on the little harpoon ramp section feel really good. I like a lot of jimps, but not really necessary on here. Very rounded on the crown up there on that section. Feels good in the hand though. Also got those jimps underneath there, that kind of finger grip area, so you're not going to slide forward. There isn't really anything to prevent that other than the little ramped up section, but those jimps do that work for it. Does feel nice. Little sharpening choil area right there, no real choke up. You're just getting right there on it, but I have a large hand when I grab that. Still have some handle off the back. I think the jimps should go to there. I say that on every unboxing though. Okay, blade, solid. Man, 30 bucks these days really can get you something good. That is centered nicely, solid, feels good. I think we're due for a custom project here. We could do a die on this. It's kind of gray. Thought it was more white. It does say gray, but the photos looked a little bit more white. I don't mind that at all, but it is going to make whatever color we dye it more dull. Whatever color you use for a dye will only affect what's already there. And so if it's white, you get kind of a true color, but with a gray or a jade, that is going to make it duller, a little bit more effect on what your final outcome is, but we could still get something cool out of this. Okay, where are we at? I think we're right here. Okay. 7. Just right on the money. 7 inches end to end. Smaller offering here. 3 inches on the blade. You could say 3 1/8 at that angle, but it's about pretty much 3 inches. And you have 2 7/8 on the cutting surface with a large curve on the belly. 4 inches on the handle. Okay, thickness. I'm excited. This is going to be 8. 8. I was going to say it just looks a little narrower than normal. A lot of times it's between 9, 10, 11-ish. You know, when you're measuring, you're guessing. I promise that was a guess. 0.08. And that 0.8 carries out to about here. And then slowly tapers off to the point. Nice, solid, full grind on the entire thing. You can see it kind of cuts up here, but other than that, that full grind from the top all the way to the bottom. It starts off at 0.08. We're looking at thin. That is nice. Right here, thin as well. Look, 0.36 on the handle. So skinniest little spot in the middle. 7.7 out here at the end. 8.7 gets a little bit wider. Thickest on the blade, 0.93. This is some thin stuff going on. What do we think? It is light too. We're about to find out. We're about to find out. And I gotta mention, still got that battery kicking. Oh, under 2, 1.98. Oh, I didn't notice these little contours right here on both sides, right by where the flipper tab is. Just under 2, 198. We have the Drop Bear Compare, 3.29, 198. My other SRM, 3.13. We just got that out here for fun. So, wow, under 2. I do not have very many knives under 2. If you watch the channel, you know I kind of prefer heavier knives. I like that weight in the hand. That's just a personal preference. What do you like for the weight on your knives? Lighter, heavier, kind of in the middle? Comment below. The Drop Bear Compare, brought to you by Kizer. The Drop Bear is one of their staple knives. Very similar to your bug out, your pyrite. It's a bug out killer. That crossbar lock, the clutch lock from Kizer, just super fidgety, fun. Here's the jimps that Kenman likes, just full jimpage all day. Dig this knife, really fun stuff. So not quite full size on the Drop Bear, and you can see the handle is maybe an 1/8, quarter of an inch larger. Blade is almost the same though. We're looking at about the same length on that blade and thickness. This is just definitely a thinner, lighter, more ultra compactish. Is that even a word? Check out that Drop Bear though if you are interested. Okay, so my other SRM, this is the 9215GV. You can check out the review I did on this. Does have a reversible clip on this one. You can see it goes into that little notch right there, so you can basically take it out and stick it in on the other side. I believe this is actually a squeeze, so you basically just squeeze that, pull it out, oops, sorry, and then pop it in on that other side. Definitely a cool like Quaking kind of katana look with the cutouts on the G10 that's got red and black G10 for that look. Very cool. Crossbar style lock on this one here. Let me zoom out a little here. Flicks out. Does have a thumb disc. So of the SRMs that are out there, these are the 2 that I have. Haven't opened this one in a while. It's failing on it right now. So what other SRMs should I look at? Not too bad. I'm pretty happy with both of these. I do really like the style and the look of this one, the D2 steel on there. It does whip down pretty good. I haven't used it for a while. And, you know, you make a video, sometimes you just fail a bunch. That thumb disc is pretty cool. I can dig it. SRM. Okay, so let's get that one out of here. Finish off the review on this, or the overview. 105M-GK, 14C28N on there. Let's check out the paper cut test. Do I have a piece. This will work. Brand new out the box. What are we going to get? Ooh. Haha. Seeing that? I mean, it's thin, so you knew. That's just fun. That is a 9.5 all day. Look at that. That's like one of the nicest little piglies I've seen. That's wild. So for $30, well, 32, something like that, for around 30, 35 bucks, you can get yourself a nice ultralight SRM with some 14C28N that right out of the box makes some slivers, right? How long will the blade hold its edge? How well do they heat treat? How well do they hold up long term? I don't know. I kind of like this and want to find out and mess around with it a little bit. This would be a great kind of 5th pocket carry for me. Anybody got one of these out there? What do they think about it? And we're going to do a customization. What should we do? Dye project on the handle. What colors would we like? We have that gold accent to pop off of. Maybe do an acid etch on the hardware and the blade, stonewash it, something like that. What do we think? Comment below, let me know what you would like to see done with this one and what other SRM knives I should be checking out. I am quite impressed with this, and yeah, good times, great knives. Thanks for joining me. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.